Greetings, mortals. I am Natas, one of the rulers of Hell, or specifically Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 302, The Peaks of Fear. And before anyone mentions it, this is my new face from now on. I've met a lot of villains who recently had skulls for heads, and I honestly find them very awesome. So I decided to do the logical decision and turn half of my face into a fucking skull. Is it really unnatural? Well, I'm pretty sure there are more villains with skull faces than there are with normal faces. So yeah, with that said, let's get into this chapter reaction. We start this chapter off where we left the last time with Percival and Donnie and Niazo walking up the mountain. And surprisingly enough, Donnie is pretty up ahead for a guy who is, probably physically the weakest. He's actually pretty above the rest. I mean, granted, we do get some of the explanation, but still, it's kind of surprising. So then we get a couple of chat panels with the characters like being reacting, like the host that ends with being like, "Undying," and Donnie being a bit winded as well as Nacians. And then we have Donnie be like, "These mountains sure are the biggest obstacles to Liones." And then no, actually no, that was Anne. It's just a weirdly paneled with Donnie responding, yeah, but I ain't it a fair bit easier than what we heard. So yeah. And then we have, I'm guessing, Donnie being like, with this pace, we can camp just before the peak. And the other's like, huff, huff, won't we rest before then? And Donnie's like, push a little more, Narcians. Which is kind of surprising to see Narcians being the most winded out of the group. Like, I know on appearance level, he doesn't look like he would be the physically greatest, but you would think he would be at least a little better than Donnie because, Narcians is a better fighter than Donnie, but I guess in terms of, like, stamina and, like, walking, Narcians is the weakest. And then we got to what's Percival doing, and Percival is pretty much just playing with his swords. Percival shoots in good shape, as that's what looks thinks about it as we see is yes, like I said, we just see Percival playing with the sword and jumping around and being pretending to be a holy knight. If I don't know, we get a bit of the dialogue. Step aside, I am Percival, the holy knight of justice. Hiya ho! Tish! As he shoots his sword back and he's like, pew! Which some people have actually mentioned that Percival already has a sword, so why does he need another one? Well, maybe he'll give that sword away to someone like Donnie or something. I'm not sure. We'll see it pretty soon. And then we have the guys reacting to it, and it's like, Hauser sure inspired him. And then she's like, what a kid. Now, this is something that I just now realized, but Anne is a lot more of a child after her introduction than she was when she was introduced. Like, I mean, right now, she does fit the group, but it's kind of weird how it seems like she was more of an elegant, mature woman at the beginning than she is now. I know she got her hair, but I don't know. Even about if you look at the hair, it still seems to be like she's more mature. I'm not sure that why that's the case. And then Donnie just with a lot of pride and arrogance, he's like, "Well, hey, yeah, well, he is my uncle." So yeah, and then I was like, "I don't know about you, but the night captain was a good man," which is true. And now we get to a bit of a camp outside where we see everyone in the back with Sin being next to it. I'm guessing the horse is nearby as well. And then we have, I'm guessing, Sin be like, rest up tonight, get all the fatigue out. And then we have, I'm guessing, person be like, I'm not tired at all. And then I'm guessing Nines will be like, oh, it was high enough on me. And then Anne's like, hey, Sin, what they call this our dark range with no chance of crossing it? And then Puzzle is like, yeah, I want to ask that too. And then Sin, I guess, kind of explains it. He's like, the Dalflare's range, also known as the peaks of fear. There are several stories as to why, but they're all rumors. No one knows the real truth. What? Which I guess means there is like this is like one of those areas where people just happen to die a lot and people just think there's something behind that, while in reality there is nothing. And now we get some of the legends about this area, where it's simply like one there is the mirages, which is honestly a pretty common thing in these types of places where there are hallucinations. And this is supposedly these peaks have spiritual power that conjure up strange events, like seeing your future self, for example, or meeting a lover you'll have later in life. You that's interesting, cause especially considering what happens in the next chapter. And then we have Nas be like, sounds more romantic than scary to me. And then Peso was like, yeah, Grandpa said the girls love stories like that. And then we have Anne responding with, I want to see myself as a holy knight. And I was like, you want that? I guess Diane was expecting she would prefer seeing her husband or something like that. But I guess we'll see. Actually, we don't actually get addressed that right now, or even if this is gonna be seen later, I'm not exactly sure. We only get this thing happening to Sin. And then we have Sin being like, then there's the tales of a village of man-eating orcs who trick unwary travelers, or a dimensional cave you'll never escape if you go inside. This is actually something that comes back later. And then we have Amber like man-eating orcs, which I think is actually the first time they mentioned stuff like orcs in Seven Saints. Like I can't remember them being mentioned in the actual Seven Saints story. Maybe like off panel or something. I'm not sure. And Nazo is taken aback by dimensional caves. And then Sin responds with enough storytelling, go to sleep. And then we have Amber like, no, I'm a little too scared to. And first of all, me is like, okay, let's talk about something fun. Great. And I guess I'm like, great idea. What about? And then first of all, here's Chippy from is like, how about we pick a name for my sword and finish your moves? And I was like, seriously? No, it's just, oh, how cute. And I'm like, uh, seriously? And then we have Anne being like, immediately, boy, now I'm getting sleepy. And then another one's like, yeah, time for bed. And Buster's like, what? And then he's like, either Donnie or Nice will be like, let's brainstorm that later, Percival. I guess that's probably Donnie. And then we get the night sky. As we see a scene hearing something. And then he looks up and looks around and and then he's like, someone's calling me? And then he's walking around a bit as he sees a ghostly figure standing in front of him. And Sin's like, who are you? And then we see below a woman's face, opening her mouth, closing it, and I guess opening it again. And then we have Sin with his eyes open, which is a very aside, being like, why do you know my name? I guess this woman said Sin. As we see a beautiful woman in a brightly outfit staring at him with a smile on her face. And then Sin immediately wakes up. I guess this was all a dream. So, yeah. Now, the thing is, a lot of people have been theorizing about what Sin actually is. And this kind of confirms him on being, well, at least hints at him being either a cursed human or a shapeshifter or something like that. So yeah, that's interesting. Now, for the woman who is in this panel, I'm not sure. Like, if the rumors about this place, about your seeing your future bride is true, then I'm guessing this is gonna be a character that shows up later. Although, considering the more ghostly appearance, or at least the more ghostly way they made this look, with a woman staring in the middle of nowhere, with just not having her speak, just opening her mouth and staying there, it might be something else. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if this woman is someone that we've seen before, if she resembles someone that we've seen before. She might have. Again, I'm not 100% sure. So yes, anyways, now we cut to the sunlight, and then someone like Achoo, which is Donnie, and he's like, ugh, I'm freezing, shiver, as everyone else is waking up. And it seems like the others aren't all that frozen as Donnie was. And then Sin looks at something, and first like, huh? A girl walking around by herself overnight? I guess Sin admitted this because it's pretty weird. Which is a kind of surprised that he mentions that. I thought it was gonna be something that he would keep it a secret, but I guess he didn't. And then we have person be like, nope, didn't see her. I played Gwen with Anne in my dream. And then we see it Anne being like, what kind of dream is that? Wait, what's Guran? I'm not sure what that is. Ah, is that something that we've seen already? I don't know. And then we have Neons will be like, these mountains alone at night? And then Donnie just makes fun of Anne's special, be like, maybe you saw Anne taking a whiz. Anne's brother went, I didn't go on one. Which I guess is a bit hilarious. And then Sin's like thinking his head, no, that was a bride, as we get a snapshot of her. So yeah. Now we get to a shot where we see the characters walking as we see a hunter looking individual with his dogs looking at them. Who could that be? Well, we'll get into it a little later. And then you have Nancy be like, this morning climb sure hits me hard. As Percival then pushes Nazo up ahead, be like, here we go. As Nancy's like, ha 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 ha. And then we have Donnie racing up ahead, be like, you can't beat me. And then Percival was just like, let's run right up to the peak. And then we have Percival be like, we made it! As I'm like, woo! And it seems like they came up around the same time period. I'm guessing it's Percival being as Donnie becoming as fast as Percival, but just being, able to just like more jokingly run around the same peak. As Nuzz in the background. And then we have Anne like, how is it? Can you see Leonis? As we see Donnie, Percival, and Nuzz having a shocked expression on their faces. As they reveal even more mountains. Like, I'm not talking small mountains, I'm talking large as all hell mountains. I'm talking level 4 of manga hell levels of mountains. So yeah. And then we have their reactions. It's not like, they swindled us! As Special's like, they did? Who? Where's it going to? I guess that might be referred to Hauser, because they probably mentioned what route they were going by, but I'm not sure. And then we have Sin be like, no, they didn't. I told you it was arranged. And then we get a bit of the explanation. It'll take 4 days to reach the Liones side, so get ready to climb. As first of all, Donnie and Anne's are like 4 days, and then we have Nana be like, "I'm sorry, but I'll probably double that by myself." And then Percival's just like, "I'll give you a piggyback ride," which is something Percival could probably do. Like he probably wait, why doesn't Percival just use his magic to fly around, or at least to like train to by flying around? I mean, we know he can do that, so why doesn't he do it? I don't know. And then Nonsense puts his cap over his mouth, like Percival, and then Donnie's like, get some muscle, man. Which again, that point of Donnie be like, all right, dude, you have to start working out a little more, considering the fact he's like the weakest. And then Sin just get something like, you gonna whine all day or what? Let's go, as he walks. And then that bird in the last chapter is flies around as Sin like notices that and opens his eyes. I guess he's starting to be suspicious of it. Or at least he's aware there's something following it. I'm guessing we're gonna see it in the next couple of chapters. Anyway, I thought we would be seeing Lionas right away, but this makes me even more exhausted. Maybe it's Anne O'Donnell. Yeah, I hear ya. Wanna rest somewhere? I'm guessing this is probably Donnie. And then we have Percival be like, you guys go ahead. As Nathan's like, what is it? And Percival responds with a more serious face, be like, I have to pee. And the other guy with a serious face be like, me too. The contrast is hilarious. And then we get Donnie and Percival peeing. This is toilet humor, so it's automatically a lot worse than normal humor. But it's kind of funny how serious this is made to look like. And then we have Anne was saying, "Are you joining them?" And then Nana's like, "I'm fine." And then we got see Donnie be like, "Huh? Hey, Percival." And I was like, "What? Oh?" And I'm not sure this is the way it was structured, but for some reason it seems like Donnie and Percival are about the same size here. I'm not sure what that's up with. What's with this? And then Percival's the guy's like, "Guys, over here, over here! What? What? We found something neat." And then we see a couple of small houses or buildings. And then we have, I'm guessing, the Nazis would not be like, huh? What's that? And then I was like, it's clearly a village. Look, someone noticed us. I'm guessing that's Percival. He's like, they're all smiling and waving. As we see a close up of the village, as we see a bunch of people waving, smiling. And Neonsians and Anne, being the voices of reasons here, are like, this is kind of weird. And I was like, it's creepy, is what it is. And then since like, plus I sense an odd magic force across it. Twitch. I'm guessing this is all supposed to be him, like his nose being moving. And then person's like, a weird magical village. And Don's like, but hey, a village is a village, right? And then we have someone running, and then he's like, the hell are you guys doing? And then we have Nazit and Donnie looking, well, Nazit and Anne looking back at them, and they're like, who's that? And now they're like, a hunter boy looks over it. And then we have this hunter guy with his wood like, you can't go over there. The village is dangerous. And then we have Nazit like, it is? As he looks around him and he sees Donnie and Percival running towards that. And then we have, I'm guessing, the hunter be like, damn! And then Percival like, this is gonna be so much fun! And then Don's like, I so gotta grab some ale this time! And then Sin immediately charges into him. He's like, Sin! Well, is that no, that's Anne, but Nonsense be like, Sin! And Sin's like, so much goddamn trouble! And then we have Percival and Donnie running into it. Then there seems to be some gate as Sin also passes through this gate. And then we have Nine would be like, Percival, Donnie. As the hunter's like, wait, you'll all be stuck in there too. As Donnie's like, hoof, hoof, hoof. And then we have Anne asking, what do you mean? What's so dangerous about that village? And the hunter's like, that's no village at all. It's a den of monsters. Another chapter. As we see the villagers with, they technically look normal, but they have this like very weird kind of evil looking expression. It's like nothing in their mouth, just blank black eyes, and I'm just staring at it with a wizard looking guy who I'm guessing is maybe gonna be the villain of this story because I'm not sure if this is supposed to be some kind of chaos item or something on that level. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So let's go through this. Now, like I said, I'm not sure this is something completely third like the last arc was, or if this is some kind of connection to Arthur's group. Namely because that guy in the background with that staff kind of makes me think it's a chaos magical weapon. But I'm not sure, and also not sure if these are like actual monsters or if these are the orcs that were mentioned a little beforehand. And judging by the sound of it, it sounds like they'll be trapped there. So if this is one of those Arthur things, I would imagine they have to defeat the guy that in the middle with a staff and break it, and they'll be able to leave. So I guess we have Percival and Donnie versus the orcs, unless if Anne, the hunter, and Nugget participate as well. I'm also maybe there's gonna be we're gonna find out a little more about Sin as well. Not 100% sure. So yeah. Now as for this hunter, I'm not sure if this hunter is someone we've already seen. It's just that we can't remember because he's a similar character to that bartender in that previous arc. But I guess we will see in due time. So yeah, that's about it for this chapter. Now this chapter was standard chapter, nothing more, like just a setup chapter with some interesting mysteries and all, but nothing really else. So with that said, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like, subscribe to this channel for movies in the future, leave a like and add some comments down below on what you thought of this chapter. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.